How do you deal with that though?
This time we're keeping it in.
This is gonna get us cancer. Okay, my title would read a music executive. I have a label called Outright Play. The vision of Outright Play is to take culture to the world. Mission is to turn artists into extraordinary icons. Well, in the sense of modern music business, I would say we are the only one. If you are put on stage, can you perform for 90 minutes to an audience and they will not get up and leave? That is one of the reasons people don't invest in music.
I've never heard of this artist before, and then all of a sudden she's just everywhere. Yeah, just everywhere, just like that.
It took 5 years to be an overnight success. You are going to lose people. I lost a lot of people.
So Dilanjan, welcome to From the Island.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of
Call
course.
me Dilanjan.
Dilanjan? Okay. It's a pleasure to have you here. So, can you tell us a little bit about what exactly you do right now?
Okay, my title would read a music executive. I have a label called Outright Play. The vision of Outright Play is to take culture to the world. Mission is to turn artists into extraordinary icons. But in simple terms, we help artists make money.
Okay. And this is usually now you manage quite a few big artists. I'm curious. I mean, how do you kind of find these artists? Are they usually always kind of very low key at the start, and then you kind of help them build up? Is that how it works?
Well, in the context of Sri Lanka, now this is not the reality for labels in other countries because most of those markets are mature markets, right?
Right.
Sri Lanka musically is, in terms of the business of music, is not a mature market. So we have to separate this business model into three angles, or rather three segments, right? First is talent. Second is artist. Third is icon. Right? So I said our mission is to turn artists into extraordinary icons. We scout for talent. Now, what it means is we look for people who can sing, who can carry themselves. There's a potential brand we can mold into. So we sign at the talent level. So obviously at that point they are not known. They haven't been out there. So we develop talent for 3 years. So we have a program to develop talent. So 3 years our general timeline for that, right? We have an in-house strategic model to develop talent.
Of course.
So this development spans across live catalog curation, their own catalog, and their training on vocals, PR, all of that. And we launch them somewhere in between. Say we sign a talent 2026 January. We will release somewhere during June, July. And so the first launch will come then because we will spend all that time to write music, writing sessions, recordings, all of that. And some covers may come out, some content may come out. When the launch happens, it distributes to all radio, TV, all of that. And from there onwards, it's a cycle of promoting this particular song. Then they get live experiences. They get called into festivals, corporate shows, all that.
How long is this timeline?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah. But the launch will happen somewhere between from the signing date to 6 months to 7 months. We will be dropping or launch.
Does that also depend on how, let's say, talented the artist is?
Well, in the case of signing fresh talent, I mean, we don't consider them talented and they are not allowed to make decisions. Allowed is a strong word, but
They are constrained.
yeah, because we think that unless there are some extraordinary people, which I haven't met in Sri Lanka, by the way, there are young talent that comes out at 13 with an album.
Right.
I haven't met somebody. Taylor Swift was something like that.
Justin Bieber.
Bieber was like picked for a single
Right.
cover, and then the curation happened with the label, right?
Okay.
But Taylor came with the CD herself. I haven't, in my experience in Sri Lanka, I haven't met somebody at a very young age came up with an album or a song for that matter, right? We only find, when we scout, we only find people who can sing, who are great, who has great presence, and then the writers behind the scene would write this thing. So at this point, they are not artists. There is a definition for an artist. I always have to fight with people to convince them, listen, you're a talent, or at best you're a singer.
Not an artist yet.
Yeah. Artists have to have a certain amount of a body of work and amount of live stage time performing to their audiences. Then only the audience will call you an artist. You can't call yourself an artist. So this is that whole. It's like a LLB is not a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So similar thing is there.
You're in the process of becoming one, but
Correct.
you're not there yet.
Correct, exactly.
Okay.
So our job as so the company we operate is three parts. One is the management, one is the label, one is the publishing part. So because there is no label system in Sri Lanka, right? They used
You're one of the first, if I'm not mistaken.
well in the sense of modern music business.
Yeah.
I would say we are the only one.
But that's all that matters, right? If you can't like update yourself in the business, you can't operate in it, right? So
Well, in the distribution days of physical property or rather CDs, this thing, the big businesses were there, like M Entertainment or Run Zero. These were big labels, and that at that time is more than enough as a label, right?
So when you say modern music, what do you mean by that exactly?
Music has evolved. Like music is one of the largest businesses in the world, right?
Yeah.
And now the publishing is so complicated.
Right.
There's content that is going to platforms like TikTok at the same time to radio and TV, and then syncing to music videos and then movies, right? So there are technologies that,
Didn't exist back then.
yeah, plus that tracks it now and splits royalties the correct
Right.
way, all of that, right?
Right.
None of these, no, I mean, I don't think the labels who call themselves labels understand this part at this time.
really,
Yeah. Few artists do understand it. I know them personally, and they're working really hard to make sure that systems are now implemented in Sri Lanka. There are legal constraints to Sri Lanka because our acts are written wrong. So many.
Okay.
That has to be changed
so
also.
for what? For music?
So music falls. The copyright of music falls under the Copyright Act itself, right? It has to be a longer thought.
Right, right.
It has to be rewritten, in my opinion.
Right. Okay. So I mean, you were telling us off camera that you started in banking and
Yeah.
sales and marketing. What kind of drew you to music? What was that process like? What was that journey like?
So I quit. So that at that time, I was at the marketing department of a bank.
How old were you?
I was 23,
All right.
and I was drawn to photography.
Okay.
I was running around with a camera when I was very young. Not my camera, but I would borrow the camera, take pictures. So this was like go-to thing. Even to date, I see things visually. Even a song, I see it like a vector scope, right? So I quit the job saying, hey, I want to be a photographer.
Okay.
Then because of my marketing background, people would call, back then was this social media marketing came into play, that Facebook, Instagram was not a thing, YouTube and Facebook was a thing, GDN was a thing, Google Display Network. Then so I would create photography content, video content for these brands so that they can be present in the digital world. That was the bare minimum that you back then.
Yeah.
So that became a small agency. My business partner and I worked together in the bank.
Okay.
So he also quit.
Okay. Together, you quit.
Yeah, like so-called quit, like the entrepreneurs, right? Now looking back, same way I can't, the same way you can't, somebody can't call them an artist. I can't call myself an entrepreneur.
At the time.
Right.
No, even now.
Okay.
We will be really realistic about the scale of things.
Mm.
I'm a small business owner at best.
Mm.
Right? So Elon Musk is an entrepreneur, right? Trillionaire. So I can't put myself in the same scale, right? Anyway, coming back. Back then we didn't know better. Want to be entrepreneurs, whatever, right? So quit the job, started the agency. We worked mad, and the agency is big now. We have about 60 people working for us. But in the process, I was telling my business partner, hey, you know what? I'm bored.
This is like how many years into the...
2015. This is
Okay.
2015 then. Right? So 15 is when I quit the job. It was about we had founded the business when we were working at the bank itself.
Right, got it.
About 3 years into the business itself.
Right.
Got it.
Because we were little hustlers back then.
Yeah,
We would
fair enough.
9 to 5 and another job and another job.
9 to 5 and 5 to 9, yeah.
Fair enough.
We'd shoot events. So 2016 we started. I can't sing to save my life. So I was like, this is one thing I can't do. Maybe I want to be in this world. I want to be in because I love music. I love listening to music. I love lyrics, all of that.
And you always have?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, that's the only thing that was the pleasant thing in my childhood was music. But I can't sing. So we wanted to do a research to understand why at that time we haven't seen fresh talent on mainstream media.
It's 2016.
2016. People who were on main stages were part Nepo kids. I don't want to drop names. And the rest is the reality stars. There were no outsiders. There were no artists coming into the scene. And then the research comes back and says, there is a dogma around music as a career. Parents don't encourage children to become career musicians. Now, the funny thing is, at that time, you have shows like Saga, Tivra, Prashasti from different schools, which are really big shows and really great artists perform there. Like, these cool kids are really good singers, performers. But none of them come to the industry. One was, it's very difficult to get in because it's gate kept. Unless you come from a background of musicians, then you would know who to go to and write the song.
This is specifically in the Sri Lankan
Lanka
sphere, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Then there are no label support. There is no scouting happening. There is nobody looking for talent. The only option is put yourself out there onto YouTube. So everybody was like, oh, that's the easiest thing to do. We should do it. It's so easy. But to produce one music video, you would have to spend at least 40,000 rupees back then. You would go to studio, get the track laid out, record it, mix it, master it, and then pay the camera guy, shoot it, edit it, put it out there. Right? So that costs you minimum 40,000 rupees. Who has 40,000 rupees back then, right? So we started something called PETTAH effect.
Ah, okay.
So PETTAH effect would be like, hey, you can sing, we'll produce the songs.
Okay.
Interesting.
So we did those covers, we put it out there, and we reached out to brands and be like, hey, you know what, why don't you sponsor the platform? Yeah, that was happening. And then, so that's where we found artists like Yohani, Hamasha, all of them. Like even
This is during PETTAH effect times?
Yeah. This
Right.
is 2018 is when we started.
Okay.
And you have a team of songwriters.
No, I didn't know what to do with music back then. Right? This is
You
trial.
just knew you wanted to do music and you were figuring it out at the time?
I knew how to do a cover. I knew this Boys Avenue is doing covers, X Studio is doing covers, Boiler Room, all these like big international labels are doing this, right? Like, hey, I can do this because it's reverse engineer this, right? So yeah, we record covers, but it sucks. Like when you look back now, it's not good product. It's not good. Right? It's not great at all. And but then somehow Red Bull gets on board with us
Interesting.
because he was my friend. He's my senior college. Thank you. So I'd go, hey, you know what, put some money behind this thing. I want to help artists produce this. Red Bull had a culture program. Red Bull has a music culture program.
Of course I do.
Of course we know.
So this was activated back then, and then there was this Red Bull Presents scenario. We were given a budget, and there was audition process, all of that. Out of 7, 4 of PETTAH Effect artists got onto the program
Okay.
because we had material to show for, right?
Right.
And most of the people didn't, and we had like, here this cover, here that cover, why don't you pick this artist? And we had immediate material to send, and 4 of them got selected. Minur Halvatura, Yohani, can't remember the other two, Nimantha, and there was another boy, yeah. Anyway, how is this money is a good opportunity for us to produce good stuff.
Yeah.
Bhathia's team agreed to do audio for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then Yohani, I mean, to her credit, she's very creative. So she had an iPad, she would create this mashup
Okay.
on her garage band and would take it to Bhathia's studio and be like, hey, I want to produce this. Red Bull is coming back and say, hey, this is not one song, this is 7 songs put into one.
Interesting.
Yeah. And Yohani is like, I want to do it, take it or leave it. So, I mean, these are not arrogant conversations.
totally,
These are
yeah.
very sweet, friendly. Because, I mean, cool, I have to mention Bhathia's team also, although they were because even now, very collaborative, right? Supportive. We won't put you down. Okay, we'll do it. And then they recorded the song that became the fastest, the 10 million. That was a mashup. We did PETTAH, mashup, Yohani's.
Right.
Is that song.
Okay.
So Yohani blows up, and also by this time I had the opportunity to work with Red Bull Music label directly.
Right.
We cracked a few deals with them. She was on the roster for Red Bull Music, Red Bull Records actually, and we were doing good. We wanted to go to LA. Then COVID comes. So this is the story from my
Your banking stuff to your
to-
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we do few original releases.
This is
Yohani-
during COVID?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So there's so many other things happening in between, but just to fast forward, we figured out how to do original music. I figured out how to work with the producers. I got their numbers, went to their studios, stayed there longer times to get things done, and we created originals. And now we have a huge team behind the label who would produce, curate music for artists. So that was the journey. So I didn't know
Wow.
how to do a song. Now I know a lot of people who can do. I still can't do a song myself.
You were just learning from scratch as you were going.
Yeah. The thing is, there was nobody to reach out and ask these questions also. Even today, I don't have anybody to call and ask, hey, what do I do in this instance?
Not for this industry here, right?
Yeah. In terms of creativity, yes, a plethora of people, right?
Sure.
Business of music, nobody.
Interesting.
What do you see? I mean, you've managed a bunch of different people. Obviously, not all of them kind of blow up like Yohani did, let's say. What is it that kind of determines whether someone blows up in this sphere or not? Do you think there's a big luck factor? Do you think there's like a lot of what is it? Is it also dependent on the time period that's put out? You know?
Phew, hell if I knew, right? I have a theory.
Okay.
Because it's hard to replicate success of a human being as opposed to a product. If you ask me, can I produce the next energy drink which would sell the most? I think I will have an answer for you, because the product itself is consistent through and through. It doesn't have emotions. It doesn't go through rough times. It doesn't get periods.
Sure.
You know. But working with a human being is a lot of other factors.
Of
right?
course.
I wake up and be like, hey, I'm not feeling well today. I'm sick. I am going through some personal matters. And I'm going through a divorce. I don't know what will happen, right?
And they tend to be a bit eccentric, right? Like artists and talent. So, I'll just say that's what I think. Generally speaking.
Generally, no. The reality is, that's the other problem, right? What we see online as artists being portrayed is actually not the artists themselves.
Not
The
the persona.
eccentric. No, not even that. So let's take an example, right? there are few eccentric people out there, like Sam Smith.
Sure.
I don't know whether it's offensive to put the names down, but
No.
so there is one Sam Smith for 100 other sane artists. Right?
For 100 other sane artists.
I get what you're saying. There's
Right.
one
Right.
eccentric person.
Legit, perfectly sane.
Yeah.
I
No, I get what you're saying, yeah.
He's
100%.
eccentric, they're not. So there's 100 other people who are like normal human beings doing, normal is
Someone,
I'm gonna get
Less
cancer.
eccentric.
somewhat
Yeah, sure.
stable.
this is going to get us cancer.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But the fact of the matter
Yeah.
is there are like people who can work with other people properly. They have the finesse, they have the correct mindset. So that there's 100 of those to one Sam Smith. So, but the problem is we focus on this person and be like, artists are this
Right.
way. If you're not this way, you can't be an artist. That's not
Right.
true. So,
So you don't think that eccentric factor plays a role in this particular industry?
I mean, if you want to be popular, yes.
Right.
As opposed to, okay, if not popular, then what would you even be trying to do if you were to get into this industry, if not be popular? You know? Like, is that not usually the end goal for most artists?
Unfortunately, for the young kids, it is. But back in the day, if you like, let's take Sri Lankan context itself, right? The rap scene.
Sure.
They're not trying to be popular.
They just do it for the love of it.
They are just doing it like they're rappers. I'm gonna put out tracks about what I believe.
Right.
Recently, there's a diss song. I don't like this person, so I'm gonna rap about it.
I have beef with him, so yeah, I'm gonna rap about it.
I don't think they have even met, right?
Yeah.
He looked at his face and be like, I don't like this face, so here's a diss track.
So, okay, so you were saying a lot of the younger people kind of have that mentality. They want to become popular if they want to get into the music industry. Is that something they grow out of?
That must be a problem for you, yeah, as a talent manager.
It does have, it's whatever, but yeah, it is a problem. The thing with this problem is you see a lot of social media hype. Let's say most kids can put out some content out there consistently, then gain a follower base, then have an audience for themselves, right? So looking at that, every other person thinks, oh, if I
Copy paste that same
Perhaps,
playbook,
right.
maybe, yeah.
But being an artist is different.
Right.
So let's take artists like Yohani. You can be popular however much you want, but if you are put on stage, can you perform for 90 minutes to an audience and they will not get up and leave? So if you can do that, might as well be popular, right? So popularity is just byproduct of what you can do, not what something you should chase to or aspire to achieve.
Right. Do you see that happening often, like when young people want to get into the music
Yes,
industry?
I was talking to some about 18-year-old, because we are scouting, right now we're scouting for talent. So the most 18, the Gen Z, because they've grown up looking at things.
Yeah.
So they want to be seen.
So, okay, that's interesting. What do you, I mean, if you don't mind sharing, what do you exactly look for in these
This is
talented
cancer,
people?
but yeah.
I think we've been cancelled in episode 2, so you're good. You're good.
So the singing ability is a must, right? That's just like
Singing is a primary kind of thing you're looking for. Not dancing is not on the same level, let's say.
not necessarily.
Okay.
Amasa can't dance.
Okay. Okay.
So singing, ability to sing is like the bare minimum. Then the color of that tone. Now, most voices are stock voices.
Okay.
When I said stock voices, if I were to play 10 female or male voices, you would not be able to tell the difference between. They will all sound great in
But
terms of ability to sing,
Sure.
but they'll sound the same. So we look for that little
The
color.
Bryan Adams of
Yeah,
of
sure, yeah.
the raspiness that's so
Whatever,
very
it can
unique.
be anything. It can be a nasal voice. It can be
Right.
anything, but it's unique to them, right? So that. Then
Interesting.
you have to be. I have to be able to put you in front of a camera,
Okay.
and the looks matter to a degree.
You have to be marketable.
Do you think it matters a lot?
Brandable.
Not. See, the thing is, now this beauty is in the eye of the beholder,
Sure.
right? But there are certain markers to this. Now, example, there are some artists I have scouted. They like full hair and then just full beard and all that. If they cut that and groom themselves, that is marketable. But they're not willing to. You don't have to look like Henry Cavill, but you have to follow a certain. You have to be groomed. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
So that plays a role.
Is there a big training process for that? That's
There
part of
is
3 years.
part of the.
But I would assume though that I mean I'm just thinking out loud here. But you mentioned okay there are people that say long hair, long beard, and they don't want to be say groomed to fit this particular audience. But since we're talking about eccentric people, let's say, is there not something that plays to their benefit having an eccentric look?
If you're as skilled as Sam Smith, that's the thing, right?
Right.
Sam Smith can be whatever he wants, but his ability to songwrite and sing is undeniable, right? So, hey, you can look like how you dress like a bird if you want to, but if you're as skilled, doesn't really matter. The problem is now we work with very limited input here, as far as the label is concerned. Input meaning you bring very little to the table.
Okay.
If you come with that kind of repertoire, a kind of talent to write music, put out a song every other day, hell, I'll sign you. How you can dress how you want. You can, if you want to not cut your nails, even I don't care. Right?
Because they've already established their brand.
Not need to necessarily establish them brands, right? You have to have something to show for.
Right.
If you've written songs for 3 years without even putting anything out, and we listen to that body of work and it's good, we're not going to ask questions from there onwards. But the other problem is we have to bring the investment to write these songs for you, develop that. So then you have to follow the instructions to look a certain way, be groomed a certain way, because then that's a packaging situation. Here it's pure talent, and people will recognize talent however you look. That's the problem.
What's the success to failure ratio that you see when you're like constantly trying to find? Because I assume you have a lot of sunk costs, right? When you're, so how do you ensure that you actually make up the difference?
You can't. That is one of the reasons people don't invest in music. One of the reasons there are no international labels here is that one, if you are to put down the money, I say hypothetically you are investing ₹1 million, you would not see that money ever again.
Unless you become successful.
Yes.
There's a proper sunk cost, yeah.
Yes. But in another country, that million can maybe, say, put one song out. Their RPM is $0.04. Sorry, our RPM is $0.04. That means per view, you earn $0.0004. There, you might be earning $5 per 1,000
Views. Sure.
So, it's still a good bet to invest money in music there. And on top of that, we don't get royalties from radio here.
Oh, really? Is that? Oh.
So that's one of the other problems people are trying to solve here. So now how do you make money? The only way to make money is get your artists to perform live. Yeah, so you will not be paid ₹1 million to perform live in the first few years. And you have to have at least 4 songs to play on a live feature set.
In the sense, that's like a requirement of.
Who makes that rule?
Yeah.
So if you are invited to play in a show, let's take an example. I have a show called Kankalu, and I would call an artist and say, hey, you know what, can we do a set? They'll say, okay, I can play for half an hour. So half an hour would be at least 4 to 5 songs. Now you can either come and sing your own songs, or songs of other people, right?
Mm.
But for me to pick you to play in my show, you have to have something that has gone to the market, which is which would allow me to show your face and sell tickets. So
Okay.
this now
That makes sense. And also, Kankalu is the, I've seen, I think you've posted about this quite a lot. So this is all of your artists at Outright Play?
not necessarily. No.
Okay, well, what exactly is this?
So we have 4 different IPs or other properties. One is our festival, which is Kankalu.
Okay.
Kankalu is similar to Lollapalooza or Coachella,
Right, okay.
but
Proper
localized.
festival.
Well, not as big
Sure,
as one
sure,
of
sure,
those.
sure.
The long term now, maybe 10 years down the line, when we rewatch this thing, I would be able to say, hey, I told
Sure.
you so, right?
Sure.
But the idea is, in this format, you invite a bunch of artists and you invite an emerging set of artists. So emerging set of artists will do the opening songs, or opening sets. That's where Sankar, Urmaki, Yamasha gets to sing. Then you have the 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. slot. That is where your, I would say, majority of the new established artists would perform in this space. That's where the Sanas are. Then you have the closing artists, the headliners. So that's when the Bhati Santosh, the Swastis, Yohani, Jayashree, all of them are the closing. These are established artists. People will stay throughout to witness them perform, and we close the show at 12. Now this can be 2 days also, day 1 and day 2. So Kankalu is that property of ours, where we want to build it into a space. Here we feature a headliner from India also. It features a headline from Russia maybe at one point, right?
Wow.
So that's that dream there. Then we have a thing called Outright Stage. It's a property similar to Honda Stage, MasterCard, Artist Accelerator, Red Bull Music Academy. So emerging talent has a space to get onto the stage. 1,200 people come to see them. So it's more in that space. Then
Like a practice run kind of thing for them?
not necessarily, because these people won't be able to perform in this big stage yet. They have this space created for them, right? So that is that. Then we have the properties for each artist. Yohani live in concert, Amasha live in concert. Their own lives. For that you have to have a repertoire.
Yeah.
You have to play on your own for 90 minutes or more. So that is our third property. Fourth is our studio space. So we haven't launched the studio yet. So that will be similar to Tiny Desk or BBC Live Lounge.
Oh, nice.
So these will be what. So interestingly, the talent we sign will immediately be placed in the lounge.
Okay.
Then they will get a live their own. Like,
Yeah.
So if you're a young talent, the live in concert will be for 50 people.
Right.
But if you're Amasha level talent, it will be for 1,000 people. Yohani level would be about 5,000. Now if she plays in Delhi or somewhere, it's 15,000 people. That's at that A-list stage, right? So you graduate from lounge to a live of your own, then to your outright stage, and then be with the big boys on the
It's
festival.
like a proper ecosystem.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
You're trying to build it here and like create one.
I did it
ecosystem.
once with PETTAH effect before we went bankrupt with COVID, economic crisis. So we've done it before, so yeah.
Okay. I'm also curious about Yohani specifically. So, I mean, from what I remember about, I mean, how I know about Yohani, I think it's through TikTok. Like randomly, I've never heard of this artist before, and then all of a sudden she's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Just everywhere. Just like that. It wasn't like, I mean, in my eyes, I didn't see it as like a come up. It was more like, Yohani. Oh, Yohani is, yeah, Yohani is, you know. What was that like even about? Like, what is that something y'all kind of
Strategized.
worked towards?
Oh, yeah.
Or was it like an overnight kind of something just happened that, yeah.
So I tell
It's
this
not.
to people every time. This question I've answered multiple times. I tell them we took 5 years to be an overnight success.
Okay. Okay, so you all were working towards it.
Yeah.
But was there a specific moment that kind of really pushed it forward?
Let me paint this picture for you.
Mm.
Yohani releases a first cover in 2016.
All right.
Above and Beyond Satellite is the first cover that she puts out there. This time nobody's on YouTube. Nobody even does any YouTube stuff. There were a few things.
Mm.
It wasn't a big thing, right? Then she puts out a mashup called Sayure, Jeevitharalperi. These are all.
This is pre-Red Bull signing and
oh
all
my
that.
God, yeah.
Okay.
Way before. This was all we had back then TV series songs.
Mm-hmm.
So this Robinson Andere, I think you are
I know about
Lankan.
Andre, but yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
You do, you know?
Of course.
Andere means no. Andere.
The book, no?
No.
Of course I know. I know. Of course I know.
We didn't have Netflix back then.
Okay.
We had channels called Roop Rohini, Tibula.
Yeah.
So they would Robinson Crusoe, I think, is the
Yes.
international IP. They would dub it in Sinhala and play this during like 7 p.m. every night or every Saturday. And there's a song that starts this
Okay.
thing, right? Because so that song was Sayure Jeevithanavaperali, something like that. And that was a very popular song amongst us. So Yohani would take for 3-4 songs or like this, mash it up, and then put it out there.
Interesting.
So that was also kind of back then getting 10,000 views was a big deal for us.
Mm.
Then she went abroad to study, and she's still putting on music. Whenever she gets a chance, you record and put on garage band. She back then did a song called Pehla Nasha with a Sinhala version. There was a Sinhala version as well.
She mixed it up.
She mixed it up and put that out.
She loves mixing up songs.
Yes. So she's very creative. She's thinking out the box all the time.
Yeah.
And she plays guitar, piano. All that.
Yeah, nice.
And then one day she goes, hey, I did a rap song. I'm like, okay, sure. And they puts out that called Dilanjan Seneviratne.
Okay.
And this goes viral. This goes viral on Facebook, and suddenly Yohani is called in to perform this song everywhere.
This is still pre-Red Bull sign.
Yeah, it was 17, I think.
Wow.
Then she comes back and put out a song called Pana Senehasa.
Okay.
That goes viral. Now from, this is the funny part. From having a moment with Sayure online on YouTube. At that time, Yohani is the artist on YouTube who has sung Sayure. Then she puts out this song called Dilanjan Seneviratne. Now that's her biggest thing. You are known for Dilanjan Seneviratne. Then comes Pana Senehasa. Now you are the one who covered Pana Senehasa. Then comes the mashup. You are the girl who did some art. Then comes Maniki. You are the... Now, obviously, everybody, most of you know her for Maniki.
Yes.
But we had those moments
Right.
before Maniki also. Now it's Chutta Chutta. You are the Chutta Chutta. So, I don't know where this will end, but
Okay.
yeah, so it is like that.
Okay, very interesting. Okay. I'm also curious about the type of, like when you, all these young artists that come, do you find that they're usually in the pop genre space? Or are there other genres that they kind of, you know, like some people only like to do R&B, let's say. Some people are more like, okay, if I want to get to a certain place, I have to go down the pop route.
What do you understand by the, would you differentiate R&B and pop?
I think in the instruments used, I would say, in the way the kind of, to me at least, in the way, say, the intro starts and how the pre-chorus goes, how the chorus goes, you can just kind of, and that's the reason why you're able to identify, oh, this is an R&B song. Or
Would you
this is
give
like
me an example for a single R&B and a single pop song?
Sinhala. Oh, shit. I actually cannot identify a single R&B song. I can't even think of something off the top of my head. But anything mainstream Sinhala songs, I would think is Sinhala pop. Minus like maybe the Clarences and the other older artists. But I mean, I think Yohani, I assume, would fall under pop, right?
Yeah.
Same with Bhatia Santosh and them. Although they give me a bit of a R&B
Hip-hop.
vibe sometimes.
They have
hip-hop,
vibe.
yeah.
So the thing is, Sri Lanka is a very genre fluid market.
Okay.
Because
Because of language?
it's population. because we don't have enough people to segment it and be like,
Right.
you should listen to this, you should dress like this. There was a big rock scene when we were in school, 2000.
A rock scene?
Yeah, Sri Lanka had a huge rock scene.
Right.
Everybody was. There was thing called, there were bands called, Stigma is still there.
Right. Yes.
Paranoid Earthlings, Alien Accent.
This is the Chitra Somapala kind of phase, or because I remember.
No.
Oh, okay.
This was English rock. So this is when TNL was TNL Rocks. TNL had a genus station.
Okay.
The TNL station was TNL Rocks.
Right.
So it was a huge rock scene, like everybody listens to rock scene, death metal, and all of that was here. There were those, what do you call pit? There's a mosh pit.
Mosh pits, yes.
Yeah, we had those here.
Shit, right.
Yeah. Rock concerts are there. So we have a huge rock scene.
Yeah.
So Mihindu was in the rock scene.
Mm-hmm.
Then they transitioned to Sinhala rock. Sinhala rock wasn't a thing since, I think, Kasun Kalhara, they popularized rock for Sri Lanka.
Right.
So I think Chitra, Kasun, Nadik, they were the like legendary rock stars. I mean, still they are legendary guys, right? So
That's your favorite genre?
no. I'm a very
Fluid.
no. Actually, I have a very specific taste. I like
Okay.
to listen to a lot of Amaradeva stuff.
Uh-huh.
A lot of songs with deeper meanings. Like Amasari Piri, Amaradeva, Rukanta. Even like Rukanta is a pop artist. But I think the best, biggest, I would say Rukanta is the best artist Sri Lanka has produced.
Okay.
Yeah, singer-songwriter, bro. Like it's legendary. I don't think he gets enough credit for it.
I think it's quite popular.
He is, but Rukant is a brilliant songwriter. Changed an entire generation of music. That era, he was the one who was spearheading change through
Wow.
and through. Yeah.
Through his
Great.
lyrics, you think?
Lyrics,
all of it.
songwriting, everything.
What was special about, I mean, we're digressing like a bit here, but I'm
So
actually
that
curious.
time, the properties that were selling was Saprasangya, Sanakatapahana, these were the Victor Ratnaka eras and all that. Right? Rukanta comes into that space and owns it.
Right.
Yeah, so those songs were like crazy. Yeah, in my opinion, he's the best artist we've produced.
Wow. Do you have a liking more towards Sri Lankan artists as opposed to
Oh yeah, I'm very Sri
patriotic in that sense?
Very Sri Lankan. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I regarding that previous question, so what is it that you see most often in terms of these young artists that select genres? What genres do you see them kind of being drawn towards?
Mostly pop, I think, because see the thing is, Sri Lankan music has lost its identity along the way, because we've gotten exposed to. How do I put this? This is not a music problem. This is an identity problem as entire country concerned. Right? Example, we grow up looking at people who are going abroad, and we aspire to go to another country and be successful. You can ask about 100 students, would you like to go to Australia or stay in Sri Lanka? They would immediately say, I would like to go to Australia, right?
Yeah.
And when you go to Australia, you suddenly adapt to their ways of life. Because you grow up looking at that. The movies you watch are there, those Western movies. Music you listen is Western, and if you don't speak in English a certain way, you are looked down upon. All of that is our culture.
Absolutely.
It plays, yeah. So now, growing up, you kind of be like, okay, if I listen to a lot of Sinhala music, I might not be cool. So I'm going to listen to the English music, English whatever. And then the musicians who are growing up also listening to a lot of English stuff. And suddenly come to the industry and nobody listens to English stuff in the industry because the people, there is a market that listens to our music, but the people who are growing up listen to a lot of other stuff. So now along the way, we've kind of lost that touch and identity of being a Sri Lankan push and a narrative and all of that. So that's why you see like a big gap in what is being produced and what is being received. So
Okay.
a lot of the new artists, if you look at, they produce very westernized, like they'll say Afrobeat කියයි. ඊට පස්සේ synth wave. None of these are our things.
You think you will change the entire industry here?
In my lifetime, I don't think the maths doesn't math.
Really?
Maybe the
Why not?
fourth Dilanjan might.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
Math doesn't check out.
How so?
I need at least 10 of 10 Yohanis to pull this out.
10 years?
Hopefully. Very unlikely.
It's tough thing I can imagine. I think of like music like managers the same as sports agents kind of. In a way, that's how I kind of like try to think about it.
Like copying for you.
That's actually a very good analogy because Sri Lanka with cricket did some crazy shit. Right? Like we are a small country, but we are world champions.
Yeah.
So
So I always think like it's always, even in sports music, it's always the managers that play arguably a bigger role than the athlete or the...
The thing is that very interestingly, parents would encourage their children to be career cricketers. If that does happen to music also, I think that we will have.
Yeah. That's a fair point. Interesting.
So I grew up in a family where like, I play cricket, I play first level. You should play one day national
For the country team.
Yeah. Bro, no, you're not with this height.
Better chance of becoming a singer.
Funny story that I was, so at grade 5 is when you start playing a sport. So I went there, I'm like, okay, I want to play a sport. Cricket is the only sport that is available in my school at that time. So, okay, would you like to be a bowler or a batsman? Like, nobody's guiding this. How costly is it to be a batsman? Hey, you get a bat. Okay, that's expensive. How costly is it to be a bowler? Nothing. You just come wearing white.
I'll be a bowler.
I'll be good. So I'm a fast bowler. Right?
If it's free and cheap, do it.
Because otherwise you can't go home and ask, hey, can you buy me a bat? Like, where's the money for a bat? Right? So. No, sugar. Thank you.
Thank you, mother.
So,
Thank you.
so I'm a fast bowler, right, growing up. Actually, I played really well. I was the highest wicket take, all of that.
Oh.
Come 16, under 16, I was the highest wicket take at that time. Come 17, everybody is 6'2". I am this height. Nobody looked at my family and said, you're not going to grow taller. So I like, now what do I do?
Oh, that's the end of that.
Yeah.
Should have gone to spin bowling.
Now it's too late to change, right? Then already, because you're competing for one spot.
Absolutely, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Same with music. You're just basically competing for a few spots, right?
Correct.
On that note, obviously there's a big aspect of hard work that goes into any industry, of course.
Not really.
But jokes aside, I mean,
Go on, yeah.
of course, whether it's entrepreneurship or whatever, there's obviously a big aspect of hard work that goes into this. Now, a lot of people make the argument, people that are successful, is like, just keep going, have that grit, one day you're gonna succeed. Is that still the case with the music industry? Do you think there are some people that are like, okay, listen, quit now because there's no chance of you ever making it here? Because of the fact that it's 1 out of 100 talented people that might get to where they want to be, let's say, right?
It's like being a Formula 1 driver, right?
Yeah.
Like for 20 seats. Madhu?
What is happening?
What is going
Okay, so this question has to be answered few different ways. I can say something very fluffy and say a motivational quote and in this there, but there's a reality to it.
Absolutely.
Right? Hard work is overrated, in my opinion. You have to work hard, but that is one of 5 things that makes it work. There is perfectionism, diligence, prudence. The number 2, I think. There's theory around this.
There's an actual theory behind this concept.
Hard work
right,
is
okay.
one of those 5 things.
Right.
5 or 4 things, traits that makes it work. And there is also on top of that 3 things that determines whether you're going to be successful or not. One is necessary conditions, critical success factors, and rituals and activities.
Okay.
Now, necessary conditions would be, I want to be a Formula One driver, right? Let's say I have a dream to be a Formula One driver. But do we have a track growing up here? No. What car am I going to drive here? Nothing's available here. So the conditions don't exist for me to dream to be a Formula One driver.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Yohani, who born in a different country, the proximity to the track is there. All of those conditions available for him to at least start.
Yeah.
This is the Sri Lankan Formula 3 driver.
Yeah. Then the critical success factors. Now, I grew up looking at entertainment and hoping to become an entertainer one day. But I can't sing. I grew up playing fast bowler, but I didn't grow taller. So those critical success factor doesn't exist for me. I mean, it's stupid for me at 5'7" to say that I'm going to play at national level as a fast bowler. So that also doesn't make sense. Now, let's say you have both critical success factors and necessary conditions. That means I have the height. I also have access to practicing on the net. And then the rituals and activities. That means I have to show up every day for practices. Do it right, do it right, do it right 1,000 times. So similarly, if you ask a successful fast bowler, how many times have you bowled on the same spot? He would say 1 billion times. But his wickets would be what? Less than 800.
Sure.
So now we are in an industry where hard work is now overrated. They're like, hey, you have to be successful as a musician. How many songs have you put out? You haven't bowled enough to have that many wickets. You see the analogy?
Yeah.
So a fast bowler who is successful would be able to bowl to the same spot over and over again. Musician, he has not even put out that much of music. How are you going to be successful without that much of music? So now it's a number. So you have to have the critical success factors, necessary conditions. A musician, if you put out songs every week, a song every week, I will guarantee you will be successful. There's a guy called Russ. You heard the song?
The American artist?
Yeah,
sure.
Who put out a song every week.
Really?
Sabrina Carpenter has 7 albums by now.
So it's just like throwing mud at the wall and seeing what sticks.
No.
Quality mud.
Quality mud.
So somebody
quality
taught
mud.
me, practice doesn't make you perfect. Perfect practice makes you perfect. Imagine if I go to the net every day and bowl wides. You're not practicing.
But I mean, what if I make the argument that, okay, you're going to net and you're bowling wides for months and years, but 3 years down the line, okay, you're starting to aim at the wicket finally. You know?
only those will count, no? Only those will count as
Right.
practice. Yeah.
So do you encourage people that might not have, let's say people might not have the exact talent that's needed, but the drive is there, the ambition is there.
Correct.
They will be willing to go to the training grounds 3 years and bowl wides until they get their first,
Correct.
you know?
Yeah,
So-
so that's the ecosystem we're building.
Right.
Interesting. Okay. You're giving people that chance
To
come
bowl,
practice.
come and practice.
bowl.
Come and
Bowl, yeah.
practice.
Interesting.
Right, okay. Very cool.
So one thing I also kind of wanted to really dig deep with you is when I think of the music industry, I am thinking of a very cutthroat place where there's a lot of politics, a lot of games, a lot of deception, because again, you're fighting for very few places for your artists, right? So could you give us some, at the risk of being cancelled, could you give us some insight into maybe also the difference between doing it in Sri Lanka and when Yohani moved to Bollywood? I mean, I know Bollywood is extremely ruthless and cutthroat. So what was that experience like for you and Yohani?
One word, traumatic.
He just cited
I know.
every single question
Yeah,
we've asked.
yeah.
Because I have to gather my thoughts,
No.
construct, reply. I was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I get it.
Otherwise, I would have been lost. Anyway, so politics exists anywhere in the world, right? So that's why anything you do in life, you can't do alone. You have to have people around you who's got your back. You can call it a team, you can call it a company, you can call it management, whatever that is. And nobody ever does anything alone. Right? So that's the most important thing. So now if you have people around you, you will always face these problems, but there will be people willing to fight for it on behalf of you. Example, when we started with Yohani and the covers, Yohani, everybody was doing covers, right? Whenever a cover goes somewhat viral, the original creators would come and be like, take it down. Don't put it down. Yeah, it's not your song. Well, that's okay. That's correct. I mean, that's okay because it's true. It's their song. We don't have the right to do that because we can't monetize somebody else's creation, which nobody taught us, but we had to learn the hard way because there was no education around music or anything. There were covers online. Boys Avenue was doing it. Hey, why can't we do it? Right? So, but apparently there is rules. Now I know these because I went and then
got sued.
and got sued. Yeah. So now I can sit there and be like, hey, the industry is getting in the way of my success.
Yeah.
But that's just me being a bitch. Sorry, that's just I can whine about it, or I can figure out the right way of doing it. Most of the time, it's like it's not that we can't do it; we just have trouble doing it. Right? So, every time you can't. Let's say you're a photographer, right? And the camera is not working. It's not that you can't take a picture. It's just that you're having trouble with the camera. So if your mindset is that every time somebody gets in the way, for whatever the reason, it can be for malicious intentions also, you can whine about it or you figure out a way to do it. Because this is you're not the first person to do it. You're not the first person to become successful. There are a million other people.
How do you kind of deal with the negativity and like the everyone will hate on you for whatever. Which ones?
Well, I'm also curious. You mentioned, I don't know if this is off camera or on camera, but you said you wouldn't describe your film.
Do I put?
But no, you said you wouldn't describe yourself as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Understanding scale, right? So, Elon Musk is an entrepreneur. At least let's take the context of Sri Lanka. I think Dhammika Perera is an entrepreneur. $4 billion net worth. I am a small business owner at best.
But you manage one of the biggest artists.
Yeah, but then 4 billion against, I'm not going to name my number, but doesn't match up. Right?
I mean, but your mind, from everything that we've heard so far, your mindset is extremely entrepreneurial.
Sure.
From the age of
in the best
18,
way.
19. Yeah. So in that sense, you're more entrepreneurial than most so-called entrepreneurs.
So is that like a self-esteem thing, you think?
No, it's been realistic. You can't go around calling yourself entrepreneur.
For sure.
Because I do work with the companies that's owned by this person. Right?
Right.
So, I have to still go and beg for sponsorships. That's a reality, like let's be honest. Like I have to go and be like, can you give me money for this show? Can you give my artist a sponsorship? That I have to go and beg for it. Right? If I were an entrepreneur, I would like take my money, right?
To be fair, entrepreneurs are also begging. I think entrepreneurs are
at
biggest
different scales. So I'm going in for although I joke about it, I'm going in for an investment round, few $million. That is happening. I'm also going in for like, it's not as like disrespectful or rather demeaning as I mentioned.
Absolutely.
But you have to also understand scale. Like similarly, an A-lister in India versus an A-lister in Sri Lanka versus an A-lister in USA.
Right.
There's a clear difference of
Lottery.
history, ability,
Correct.
all of that, right? So, can I take an A-list female artist from Sri Lanka and put her on Taylor's stage? He will not be able to perform. Right? It nothing to do with the talent at this or skill. It's just pure exposure, experience.
Yeah.
So, and that's a completely different ball game, right? And catalog value wise, so we toured with a guy called Udit Narayan. Okay. Udit Narayan has sung 23,000 songs.
I'm sorry? 23,000?
And if I'm not mistaken, there was an artist named Nihal Nelson in Sri Lanka. 127 albums,
That's crazy.
But
right? So this is the scale of which Sri Lankan has achieved.
Yeah.
right,
127 albums.
right.
Now, my artist has 2 albums. My biggest
Yeah.
artist has 2 albums. There are a few female artists right now on stage who doesn't even have an album. So now we are comparing to what now? This is, yeah, same way. That's my mindset. So because I want to go to India or LA and be like, my artist is as big as your artist, although the numbers of our population is not there.
Sure, but they
Body
can
of
manage.
work has to compare.
Right.
That is nothing to do with the number of people listening to the music, right? That is your ability to put out music.
Right. Right. To
Ability to
produce.
write and produce, yes.
Is that what they care about the most? you think?
in a mature market, if I am to get the next deal for Yohani,
Yeah.
I need the 4 albums of hers to be done with it. So I need to take those 4 albums and be like, hey, now give me the 5th album.
Is there also like a time period in which these albums have to be done?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, okay, you've done
So-
the first album in 2025, you can't until 2027. Is
No,
there
there's no such
nothing
thing.
like that.
You can put out 5 albums in 1 year if you
Oh.
can, if you want to. Right? There's no nothing like that. It's just that I don't know if the people have the money and the time to do it.
So it's kind of like output driven, right? More than like if you went and said Yohani has this hit, one hit, compared
Nobody
to here,
cares.
I have 10 albums. None of it has actually become a hit, but I have 10.
The 10 is better.
Wow.
Wow.
Because it's an asset class, right? The song is the asset class of your business.
So are they kind of thinking like, okay, if I get this artist and I have this entire pipeline of things, so that's more to milk out? Are they kind of thinking like that from a business standpoint?
From so now it's very difficult to compare because it's a Sinhala language album. Right? This has that problem we run into now. But hypothetically, that those are better than having one hit.
Oh shit.
So because they can, and the thing is, the idea or the assumption rather is that the rest of the songs are as well produced as this hit. This
Right.
hit can be an anomaly situation of for whatever the reason that became a hit, right?
Right.
The assumption is the rest of the body of the work is also as well produced. So then, yes.
Okay.
How do you kind of deal with the pressure of it? Like, you have most artists who are one-hit wonders. So how do you kind of ensure? Okay, I have a hit. Oh shit! I have now pressure to do another one, and if I don't do it now, it's like the pressure is double.
So 2 things. Being a one-hit wonder is better than having no hits, right? So that's there. Also now, when you have a song like Manicure, it's a curse because now you have to compete with that buddy thing.
Yeah.
If you had 10 million views, then would have been easy to compete with. Like, can keep on doing that.
Yeah.
But 200 million or an Indian thing on 400 million is like, fuck. That's not gonna happen.
Tough to beat that one.
Yeah, it's like Despacito guy may have released so many other shit, right?
Yeah.
3 fucking billion views. The fuck are you doing?
Fair enough.
So you being a businessman in this space, would you encourage other people who are kind of maybe inspired by this conversation even, would you even encourage them to get into the space? Is it very ties down to what you said about the pressure aspect? Some people enjoy it, some people can't. Is there something that kind of is there something that's specific to the entrepreneurs or business owners in this space as opposed to, say, business owners in a different space? Is there something there that you really need? You get what I mean? I hope that makes sense, the question.
Yeah, I think what you're asking is should you pursue a life of entrepreneurship?
In this industry.
Yeah, well, economically, no. If you ask economically, no.
Sure.
But here's the thing, right? It's very lucrative being an artist. Even in Sri Lanka, even with those not having royalties, if you're in the mainstream and you can perform live, you make a lot of money, right? More than somebody doing a 9-to-5 manager job.
Yeah.
So it's there. Plus, you have the benefits of being known, and then other free
Sure.
iPhones and all of that can
Yeah.
happen also, right?
Yeah.
So it's very lucrative in that sense. But as a manager, very different conversation there, because you have to have the knowledge of the business of music. There aren't a lot of places who teach us this thing, right? So the only way is to work with few of us as an A&R assistant, work your way up to A&R manager. A&R stands for artist and repertoire.
Got it.
And then get into with emerging artists in that space. But so there's a lot of scope. Even if you start an A&R assistant and you don't want to manage artists, you can still be a producer then. So you can, not a music producer, you can produce their live shows. You can produce their music videos. There is a lot of scope.
So you
there.
can go into different
Oh, yeah,
things
100%.
within this.
This is about, I think, 42 billion rupee industry. So
Right.
you can, if you're smart and if you're skilled, you will have so much of opportunities in this industry. And I would say it's better than doing a corporate job, because corporate jobs would not be, the skills are not transferable most of the time. If you're in finance, I don't know where else you would go, right? But here, the skills are transferable because you do a lot of marketing work,
Right.
production work, creative work. So it's transferable skill set. So I would, yeah. 100%.
So any university student that's coming out can go, I want to get into the music industry, I'm going to...
Yeah, 100%. The fact of the matter is, am I going to get an opportunity with the artists who I want to work with? That
Yeah.
question is there, but hey, come join my company, right?
Fair. Well,
That's fair.
that kind of takes me to risk taking. Like, what's your view on taking risks? Because you started this when you were very young. You went down this path, a path that you don't even know what it was like.
I still don't.
Yeah.
Big
So
risk.
you're learning as
Yeah.
you're going, right? And most people don't take chances because it's risky out of fear. What do you have to say to people, even future artists?
My
future
wallpaper
managers?
reads that. Let me read that perfectly.
Oh, you can show the camera if you have it down for that.
Imagine one day, imagine looking back one day and realizing you were brave enough to chase the life you truly wanted and it worked. This is my wallpaper.
Nice.
So every morning I wake up, I hate waking up, right?
You're just
I like, imagine looking back one day and this shit was, and it helps. It does. Because that's why it's on my phone, right? Because when I wake up, I'm like, why did I? Why didn't I sleep?
Interesting.
No entrepreneur, I think, wakes up excited.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Nobody
No,
wakes up.
no entrepreneur. That's a misconception.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hate my life when I wake up.
Yeah, I think we're both the same.
Are you content doing what you're doing?
Wow. Thank you. No.
No.
Maybe it's personal to me. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else. But are you asking? Personally, no. It's never enough for me. It's just purely childhood trauma. I think I'm going to die at work. It's never be enough for me, because every time I'm successful, I move the goalpost. And I could have, I'm a good photographer. I achieved what I wanted to achieve with photography. Move the goalpost. I'm a good filmmaker. Move the goalpost. I'm a good manager. Move the goalpost. So I get a Grammy, I'll move the goalpost. 10 Grammys. I don't think I'll ever be content.
And you always, sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just going to ask you, how did that come about? Like, how did
Childhood trauma.
So,
I guess, I don't know.
sure, it's the need to perform, right? Which works out also, right, if you channel it well.
Well, here's a dilemma, right? I don't know any other way to live. If you ask me, I don't know any other way to live. So therefore, I'm doing all of these things. But if I sit back and think, I'd rather inherit wealth than work really hard for it. You know what I mean?
You would rather inherit wealth.
I would rather inherit.
Okay, so you're not naturally kind of, a person that just wants to work.
I
work,
think nobody
work.
is.
Really?
Yeah, like if you are, like if you born to a rich family, you're never going to think about
Do you not think that, even for men specifically,
They need to
the
feel
concept,
achieve something,
yeah,
to
and
create something.
doing hard work is what kind of keeps them from going down a depressive path, let's say.
Who says I'm not depressed?
That was going to be my next question.
Well, this is okay. I'm not, because my brain literally can't process. So I've understood. I'm very self-aware as to understand how my brain works, because it calculates in different ways. I'm used to solving problems like every time. Artist comes up with a problem, I have to solve it. Every time my employee comes up with a problem, I have to solve it. So my brain only is optimized for solving problems. Right? So I don't think I will be able to be depressed because brain.
You will naturally want to
naturally
solve the problem. That's
yeah.
sure. Interesting.
So, but I don't know whether that's how everybody works, right? So it's very unfair for me to tell this is how I work, so you work the same way.
So you don't get any type of, pleasure from the work that you put in?
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do?
That's what I said, right? So the reason I switched from doing agency stuff to music is music gives me joy, not happiness. Joy.
What's the difference?
Happiness, I think, is something you chase as a goal. Hey, I want to be happy in life, but you never are, right? The happiness.
I think it's a silly goal to chase.
It's very silly. Yeah. It
Happiness?
comes and goes.
Yeah, but I take joy in going to the studio with my artists, listening to what they create. So there's so joy there. I see them performing, and I get joy. I enjoy that. So every day there is something to be joyful about. But happiness, I don't know if there's happiness in it. I mean, this is linguistically whatever. So, but happiness would be very stupid to chase, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you happy eating a fried rice or joyous?
That's a good question. I don't know how to answer that question.
Depends on where the fried rice comes from. It can make you very sad.
But that is
I
like
get what you're saying.
you would have a drink with your friends, but are you enjoying it or are you happy?
Yeah, I get what
Just
you're saying.
enjoying it. Right?
Yes,
Same
yes.
thing. So, yeah. So there's joy in my work for sure every day. Happiness, I don't know.
That's a great distinction that people don't talk about often.
You don't think it's important to be content?
Well, I guess from Buddhist perspective, it should be.
Okay.
I don't know, but
From Buddhist perspective, are you religious?
I'm an atheist now.
You're an atheist.
Well, would you want your artists to be content, or do you think no? Because you said earlier at the beginning of the episode, they need competition. So
Yeah.
being content means okay, I'm happy where I am. At least I'm okay where I am. And if you're not
Hell no.
content,
Do more. No. Obviously, don't settle. No chance.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't settle. You just keep going, keep showing up. Yeah, I wouldn't want my artist to be content. I want my artist to work.
So what's Dilanjan's ultimate goal?
Huh. Wow. Go out in my sleep.
Why?
Yeah. Because I can't imagine dying another way, right? Yeah. I don't want to die weak, obviously, like without being able to get up and move, all that. So when I'm 55 maybe, or 65, go out in my sleep would be the ideal case scenario.
55 or 65?
55 is too young, no, yeah.
65 is a bit young.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want to live to an age where I can't get up and move. What's the point?
But you go to the gym every day, so you'll be fine.
I hope so. That's why I go to the gym, right? But yeah, ultimate goal would be to go up peacefully.
Okay.
Interesting.
What else is there to? I don't know. What would I'm interested. What is your ultimate goal?
You want to go first?
Well, I mean, I think that's an interesting question. I mean, like, there's several aspects of life that you can have different goals with, right? I think I have a different career goal, I have a different personal goal.
Yeah.
So I do want to be content at some point in my life, and I have certain.
What would make you content?
You know what? Let me rephrase that. I'm not trying to be content. I'm trying to implement being content on a daily basis, let's say. Because while being ambitious, because I think if you kind of have a practical goal that you've written out, let's say, and you know in the next 10, 15 years you want to get there, I think choosing to be content every day is going to help you get there. It doesn't mean you're going to become, what's the word? When you're into content and then you kind of just like...
Complacent.
You're complacent. You avoid that, I feel, if you have both simultaneously. But if you're just content, then you're going to be complacent. So to me, obviously, that's how I view it, at least. And I'm religious, so I have like religious
Fair.
kind of,
Okay.
not goals, but...
Basically, you have a life.
Like a grounding, like a stable grounding.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, given the kind of religion I follow, I'm a Christian. So obviously, the notion is that this is just very, very temporary, what we live here.
Right.
So then I think it actually plays a big role
Yeah,
in the goals you have also. But yeah, anyway, what was your goal?
I have too many goals actually. To be honest, I'm just trying to figure out, like what the ultimate
Do you think
goal
that's a
is.
bad thing, having too many goals?
Yeah.
Depends now. Are they realistic? If it's realistic, yeah. Like I said, if it fulfills those three, then sure.
But it's interesting that you say realistic, because even the nature of the industry you're in, I would say it's a lot of like, let's shoot for the stars, because you're an artist trying to get this, become this, the next Michael Jackson or the next Justin Bieber or whatever.
That's unrealistic. That is
Interesting.
unrealistic. Next Michael Jackson will never happen.
Let's say the next Yohani.
It will happen.
Yeah.
Can happen. I will make it happen.
And that's part of the goal. Okay.
And not necessarily the next Yohani, but like that. That scale of
Multiple
success at that scale. That's the scale. I can match that. Not only. Just need somebody who works as hard as Yohani, or like all those things in Yohani. We have few in the roster right now, so give it 5 more years.
No, absolutely.
That's realistic. So I don't think it's unrealistic to have too many goals, but it depends on
the
do you
goal.
want to go to Mars? Then it's unrealistic.
Someone might have
Do
said
you
that
want to
you
find
know,
a
someone from the Finland.
do you want to find a woman who's peaceful? That's unrealistic.
Better chance of going to Mars.
Right?
That's a good one. Interesting.
Depends on your goal.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, before we like wrap up, I do want to kind of get your opinion on. I want you to give the audience some advice, I think.
Oh my God! Just don't listen.
No, because you have achieved quite an incredible feat with what you've done with the business, with Yohani, with the other artists. So I think a lot of people will want to hear what you have to say here.
Yeah, and I think you're being you're being overly, I think you're putting yourself down in the sense that I think you're not telling us the reality of what it's like to be a manager, behind the scenes, because I know it's a lot, and I think you're being very humble about it, for sure.
For sure.
No, so this is fun because I really enjoy what I do for a living, and wouldn't trade this life if that makes any sense, right? So
you're glad you took that risk and didn't listen to those around you.
there were nobody to ask questions, so yeah. That is that. But I'm glad, right? Every time I've done something, the trajectory changes and challenges change. So and I have a great team. I think that's other thing, right? I have a set of people, about 4, not a lot, right? About 4 people who believes in me. I can go and tell my friend the most unrealistic thing, right? And he'll be like, "Oh, this might be a way to do it." So recently, I'm building some platform digitally, and I was like, "This is how I want it," and all. It's crazy, right? I hear myself, I'm like, "It's so crazy." My friend is like, "Okay, let me put this into perspective for you. Our phase 1 has to be this, and now it looks achievable." So I have people like that in my life who would like like break the craze into achievable.
Small
Yeah.
things,
So it's cool that I have those people. So that helps me a lot in my life.
How important is that for the artists? Like, for example,
Artists included, because I
Sure.
go to the artist thing today. In fact, I called them like, I want this and that. This is how I want the album to be. Like,
Sure.
if I hear myself, if I'm listening to myself, I'm like, what a piece. What the fuck are you talking about?
No. Well, I guess my question is, I think earlier on in the podcast, we were talking about, okay, these are, say, the steps you need to take to be successful as an artist. You need to,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Lose your boyfriend.
lose your boyfriend, girlfriend, lose your friends, move
Leave the
out.
family.
Now,
Show up to the studio.
the problem with that is you do end up isolating yourself
Oh, yeah.
for the most part. So the thing you just brought up about the fact that the people around you really help with what you do.
Yeah.
Is there a big factor for young artists that okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to silo myself and I'm going to work?
Okay, so the thing,
How important is
although I have those kind of people, I don't have people who I can share my life with.
Okay.
Like, if you want a life, like you have a job, you go on a trip, you go to the family function, you go to a wedding, gather around, share a drink. This doesn't exist for me. Nor does it exist for artists. They can't go out and have a good time. They have to confine themselves to people who they know, because you can't make new friends.
Oh.
Like at Yohani's level, you
Sure,
can't make
yeah,
new friends.
absolutely. You don't know who you can trust or not, yeah.
So success comes at a cost.
Yeah.
So you have to understand what you're getting into. There's nothing wrong with having an average lifestyle, average life, or even a 9-to-5 job. Because, I mean, that comes with so much of other benefits like family time,
Yeah.
kids. I don't know what else is there, right? I just know that I don't have any of those things. If I am ever in like a lonely place, like I don't know what happens to people, right? I can't even relate because it doesn't happen to me. Say I want to share the fact that I'm sad for some reason. I don't have anybody to call. I'm pretty sure people would now, if they listen to this, they'll be like, "No, you can call me." But I still don't know what I'm going to tell these people if I call them.
Because you're so used to kind of dealing with it yourself.
Yeah.
From a young age.
Yeah, and I think all my artists have the same problem. Because who are they going to go and cry about it? Because they don't understand, first thing, being an artist.
Yeah.
So the friend circle immediately won't be able to relate to it. Now, if you're married and having kids problem, you'll have other mothers to be like, "Hey, Maggie, come, my child is like this and that." But being an artist, you can only talk to another artist.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that though?
Drugs.
This time we're keeping it in. We're keeping it in.
The reality is you don't. You can't. You are going to lose people. I lost a lot of people because you're going to get backstabbed, all of that happens, and there's no way to deal with it. I think to a certain degree, these people who now say the same way I feel, I know there are bunch of other people who feel the same way because they also go through the same. So we can maybe. So I have friend circles. We don't share sad stories. We talk about politics, like how the world is. Sometimes like random things which simulates our mind.
Sure.
So that is there. Yeah, that's it. And gym helps. So I go to the gym quite often, so that helps.
A lot of young, young guys in particular feel very lonely, feel very like they can't talk to people. Like you said, what happens is it kind of cripples a lot of guys, right?
Oh, don't be a bitch.
Pretty much, pretty much. But definitely, what would you say? Like more than 60%? Yeah. So do and don't be a bitch.
No, don't do that. Okay, guys, don't do drugs. I was just kidding. Drugs, but don't put that. Okay, they'll start doing drugs now.
Bleep it.
Yeah, music is the drug, guys.
No,
Music's the
no,
drug.
that's also not true. So you were saying, sorry, people don't
I
have
forgot
people
what I was
to
saying also.
relate to loneliness.
Yeah, so young guys actually kind of struggle with that in particular, especially today. So
Yeah.
it's something that I guess you've grown up with. So maybe do you have some advice to them about some practical ways they could kind of help themselves?
I think looking in the mirror and saying "Don't be a bitch" actually helps. You
Yeah.
know, I think it really does. You know, it's
No,
as simple
You
as
can
that.
keep that part. I meant it. I actually meant
No,
it
no,
because
absolutely.
you either see
It helps.
I think it's okay to have feelings. It's good
course.
to have feelings.
It's kind of like what you said, right? It's good to have ego as long as you channel it in the right way.
No, the thing is you can't have both.
Right.
Like let's say, I can choose to have feelings, friendships, family time, all of those good things, I suppose. Or I can have this life. I have to choose.
It's always a
It's
trade-off.
always a trade.
Yeah. I mean, if I think that I can have normal friendships, relationships, while doing what I'm doing,
Yeah.
it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist for anybody. So, yeah. So you either do that or you do this.
It's kind of like if you go for everything, you get nothing.
Yeah, yeah. There's no in between, right?
So you're saying make a choice. Find
yeah.
out what you
Well, the
want.
in-between is mediocrity. Mediocrity.
Yeah, well, you can. There's a term for it, but it doesn't actually exist. Right? You can't be a mediocre artist. No?
Exactly.
You either be
Yeah.
live like a career artist or don't be.
Don't do it all.
There's no mediocre artist.
And you're just a singer.
Yeah, you just do a hobby singer then. Otherwise,
Yes, yes.
so all the artists who are career artists are full-on career. They don't do other stuff. Well, I think at a point you can switch to having a family life, and then when you switch to have a family life, you have to stop everything else. Like Alicia Keys doesn't produce any more music, right? So she got the Grammys, and they're like, okay, now I want family. Rihanna hasn't put out any music in like so long. She's putting out babies, which I guess works for her, right? Probably that's what people. What more to achieve? She's Rihanna, right?
Yeah,
So I guess
fair enough.
that level makes sense.
Yeah, Dilanjan gave everyone a good red pill.
Don't be a bitch.
But yeah, no, it's been a great conversation. Is there something you think we should be talking about more? I saw this in another podcast. I'm gonna copy it.
Don't. So the thing is, I will personally take responsibility for everything I said today. Right? I take personal accountability and responsibility because whatever came out of my mouth, I have lived it, I have experienced it, and I can take accountability for what I said. Right? If you come and ask me, you're telling everybody else don't be a bitch. You can't say that. I'm happy to take on that challenge and show you people who are living like that and people who are achieving like that. So this you, as long as you take accountability for your actions and what you say, I think that's okay. Whatever you want to ask is fine, because it's very important what you say, because people will be like, oh, this person said this thing. People shouldn't have emotions or feelings or whatever. Right? That's not what I meant. If you want to have a life with emotions, feeling, that's okay, that's your path.
Right.
But you can't have it here. Not being an artist or trying to be an artist. So those things doesn't go hand
Understand the
in-
trade-off.
Yes, correct. So you should talk about first thing, I think the accountability of what you're saying is what you need to talk about. What happens if something goes wrong? I say this to my artist and what happens if it doesn't work out? I take full responsibility and accountability. That you need to talk about more, I think.
That is a rare trait, though, to take accountability.
Most people do that. If you talk to, I'm pretty sure everybody who you have brought here, who has probably has done something in their lives, they all would take accountability.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Every guest that we've had is the type of person that
Yeah.
would take responsibility.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's the way to go about it. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, before we close off, do you have something to say to young artists that might be looking at this and
Young artists.
Join me.
if you're attend, join me?
Yeah, only if you're talent.
No, actually
don't be
send in the demos. I would love to see what you can do.
And how would they contact you?
hello@outriplay.com or Instagram outriplay at
Outright Play.
Yeah.
May put the link in the bio.
Yeah. Just send in. If you have good stuff, we will offer you, because I already have about few slots remaining for this year.
Okay.
We'd love to work with new artists.
Awesome.
Amazing, and I hope the industry really picks up here with you really leading it. And from our conversation today, since you're never content, I think that it will go so far.
Absolutely.
Let's see, one way to find out.
Dilanjan, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much. Lovely conversation.